Hello and welcome to Nothing to Wear. Here today, we're talking about spring trends because it's a new season. And to help me understand what's about to hit stores and what you might want to look at wearing is Lucinda Pikkat. She's joining me again to help dissect these first spring fashion trends we're about to see everywhere, and you can decide if you want to give them a go.
You have to do it. You live for fashion.
Lucinda, thank you for joining me again on Nothing to Wear. I had you visit me the other week to talk about Copenhagen fashion and street style, but we're having a new season here. It's officially spring. Well, in the stores anyway. We can't speak for the weather, but spring, summer has started to drop. Goodbye, winter.
Yep.
So let's talk through the trends we've seen so far. You know, spring, summer's a long season. There's going to be more to come, but I think there's some early trends out of the gates that are pretty easy to identify that I want to discuss and dissect.
Yeah.
So let's bring the trends that we've noticed so far that we're excited about or we want to dissect. I'd like to start with one of yours. What have you got for me?
Okay. So I've got like a tangible one that we can talk about and I'll mention it in a minute. But I thought what we could even do before that is look at that sort of cultural lens of where these trends come from.
Please. I love that. That's the insights that you have that I don't, that are fascinating.
It's one of those things like, yeah, we could say polka dots, but yeah, cool. Are people just sort of pulling that out of nowhere or is it?
I always wonder because then you go, like you look on the Iconic or you go to the stores and you're like, well, everyone got a memo. Where does this memo come from? Why don't I have the early memo?
Yeah. So it starts from the bigger macro trends which are happening globally around the world.
Yeah.
So cultural trends, that could be a shift in value, behavior, belief that society's having that then changes how consumers shop and spend their money and how they behave.
Interesting.
So usually it's almost like the Devil Wears Prada with Miranda Priestley. You know, it's not just a blue sweater,
Yes.
it's cerulean. Like it's sort of that
Yes.
sort of thing. So it stems from these macro trends that then trickle down. Well, firstly, I should say the creative. So you've got the macro trends that the creative directors or these brands look at and observe.
Okay.
Also with buyer feedback and what's trending, Pantone colors, everything around them, we collate into
And a
trend
data
reports.
of what sells, like from past seasons?
So what's been selling cyclically as well. So usually 10 years on, you'd be looking to promote something fresh. But it's up to like the helm of who's the creative director who's running that business to look at those bigger trends.
So like, for example, let's just use some brands, for example. So your Zara's might be looking at your really fancy runways.
Yeah. So they'd look at your runways and they're the ones who are then looking at cultural moments or historically within fashion. So if something hasn't been around for 10 years, so just say Suede, or when can we revive that? When is it relevant to bring something back? So the first sort of bigger trend that they might look at is, and one that I'm going to look at now, is purpose dressing or purpose purchasing. So I think we spoke about this last time, Leigh, where Gen Z and millennials just aren't spending anymore. They prefer to go on like experiences and travels.
Yeah. They're not shopping the way they used to.
So a lot of brands need to think about how they're going to create that experience. And a lot of that's evoking memories. So Suede's come back, and that's my first one. So long story short, it's Suede.
Oh my God, good, because I love it. Suede and Suede look.
It's the Suede, and it's bringing back that nostalgic memory from Glastonbury, Sienna Miller.
Yes.
That boho Suede
Even
looks.
Kate Moss, didn't she have like that iconic Glastonbury photo? Was it like a big boho Suede
with
bag?
the fringing.
Yeah.
And Chloe did big ones as well.
Yes.
We're going to be seeing it through accessories, but also jackets as well, whether it be bomber jacket or a utility jacket, barn jacket, shoes as well. So we started seeing this in autumn, winter.
I was going to say, because to me, Suede feels wintry, but I'm very literal.
And it is, and it's also trans-seasonal. And it's one of those pieces that you can keep. And I really encourage people to just hold on to all of their pieces now, not be selling to get something new, because we now know we're old enough to see things literally do come around within 10 years.
Especially if it's quality, and not that you had to spend a lot of money, but if it's an investment piece or it's really good quality, you know, when it comes to real Suede, absolutely, that's not something I'd be getting rid of.
Yeah. So Suede. So yeah, we saw it with Coach. They showed it at New York, and they had Emrata wearing it head to toe trench and these long knee-high boots in Suede as well.
Wow. Like that, like classic tanny brown Suede?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That beautiful,
Very,
camel-ish colour.
Yeah.
And we've seen it with the Row, with the Margot tote. So that was everywhere. What else? Saint Laurent did a really nice dad loafer, so in that shoe footwear. So suede will be everywhere. We're starting to see that, like you said. And we spoke about what if it sticks, it sells, it stays.
Yes.
Suede is definitely staying.
Okay, even for spring, summer.
Yeah. Yeah, which
Okay.
is really unique as well.
Isn't it?
I've seen some really beautiful, like more spring style. So like a short sleeve vest that you'd wear with like a Bermuda short
Cute.
in suede. And it can be in that faux as well.
Yeah, of
Because it's
course.
quite a lightweight, like in a jacket or something. It can be.
Yeah.
It provides that warmth, but it's not like a wool. So it's really nice
That's
and
so true. It's
versatile.
more versatile than a wool, even though it's, I guess, if you're getting the real thing and it might, it's animal skin, but it can be quite thin in texture and more versatile than you say a wool, which is so true. Like it's warm but not as cumbersome as some of those other traditional winter fabrics.
Yeah.
I've just got a pair. Well, actually, that's a lie. I bought them a few months ago because I love when some international sites, their summer stuff goes on sale and we're about to go into it.
So good.
So I bought quite affordable pair of like a closed-in cage sandal, flat, but they're like that tanny suede.
Nice.
So they're very trans-seasonal. Like they're a sandal but with a buckle, but they're a suede.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And I wouldn't have worn those in winter because they're too open. So it does go to show we can
nice little cami singlets as well, I've seen. So it's
in
like
a suede look.
yeah.
And minis. There's so many suede minis. I
Minis?
never thought of that, like a little mini skirt.
Yeah, so it's nice and playing with the fringing as well. But I think we're talking, there's items as well, but the focus in Hero is on accessories.
Okay.
So if you are looking or if you're in the market for a new bag or something, I'd suggest looking into a suede.
Suede. And get some waterproofer.
Yes.
Because I am so clumsy. Target's done that amazing, like real suede collection of shoes and bags. I bought the loafers in winter and I recently just bought, I think it was $80, like one of the little, medium-sized crossbody in it, that beautiful olive.
Yeah, beautiful.
Great.
You showed me that last time, actually.
Did I?
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
bought
really
it.
nice. Yeah.
And also I haven't used it yet because it's been raining so much here in Sydney that it's going to be my spring bag because as much as suede you do think of as a winter fabric or a look, sometimes it's not practical for rainy weather. All right, mine is something I'm so excited about, which is a bit out there, I guess. I'm calling them the extreme balloon pants. They've got a lot of different terms. Some of them are called, it's sometimes called the Aladdin pant or the genie pant, but it's a big voluminous leg with oftentimes a tie at the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's like a genie pant.
Nice.
I think Alaya kind of kicked it all off. Alaya's was kind of a little bit more cropped, but there's a lot of very high-end brands that have done them. And finally, when I say finally, I've been looking for a good pair for a month. They're trickling down. There's some styles in Zara. At the time of recording, there's a style I really want, but it's coming soon. Side note, I've seen a lot of online retailers saying coming soon, register now. It's like a pre-purchase that you don't have to buy, but they'll tell you when it's in stock.
That's so good.
Verge Girl's been doing it. Zara's doing it now. And it's like, oh, I really want that. And then they'll email me and if I still want it when it hits stores. But I haven't really seen a lot of retailers doing that before. It's normally just, the new arrivals tab, but now it's the coming soon, not just for really fancy things.
I wonder if that's sort of gauging the interest of it or because things sell out so quickly,
Well, that's it. When there's a really good piece at Zara or H&M, forget it. If you've logged on at 9:10, they're gone. But it could help with ordering volumes, which could be great because it could end up in, less waste. But we're seeing these sort of big voluminous balloon pants, mostly, I guess, like think of it as the extension of the barrel leg jean or the balloon leg jean, but it's a trouser or a pant. And a lot of them are semi-sheer or very fluid. So it's more your nighttime or you could really dress it up with a heel. But then we are seeing sort of, I guess, the back to the utility of chambray, like a really soft denim, some more kind of cargo styles, but it's definitely that like cinched in around the ankle, big balloon.
I love that.
And like some of them give a bit like Byron Bay yoga teacher vibes, like a little bit, but that's also not bad. A girlfriend wore a pair the other night and hers were black and they were linen. But she wore them at night with heels and a blazer. But in the day, she could have worn them and literally would have been the most casual pants. They were really quite versatile.
They're cool. I do like the idea of that utility pants look with a beautiful point, like a toe, like
Me
a
too.
really nice high heel.
Because I like a kitten heel. And I think also that with a sandal and like a dad shirt or just a tank and a denim jacket, it's just a fun way to wear comfortable pants.
Comfy.
Because I think, I'm done with the tight for now. I still love a high waist, but these are kind of, you can get from high waist to low waist and a lot of them are mid-rise, but then it just balloons out. Whether or not it's flattering, that's up to people's perception, but they're comfortable.
And the size of that volume in the balloon
Yeah.
varies,
It
doesn't it?
varies so much. And some of them, trust me, are so exaggerated that it almost looks like a palazzo pant that you've then put a hair elastic around your ankles. Or it might look like a skirt. Some of them are really voluminous, and then some of them are kind of more just a tapered barrel, but more tapered at the ankle than what we saw in jeans in winter.
Love it.
I love this look.
Do you know, could I do my second now? Because it goes really well with a
Yes,
skirt like
please.
that. I think we're going to be seeing, again, we spoke about this with Copenhagen a couple of weeks ago, but the jersey, the rugby jersey, they started with Loewe, and now we've got some of Australian brands, even Cotton On, like it's really
Cotton On's got
trickled
great
down.
ones. I think like Kmart and Big W have good ones.
But I love that sporty and sweet. So it's that jersey with a cute like balloon skirt, and whether it be depending how game you are or age, it could be the mini or a midi length.
Even a maxi skirt, like if it's like, I'm just trying to think what I had in winter. I did a lot of like those lace, yes, and sequins, yes, but some sort of sheer. You could do sheer with sporty on top.
It's so
Could you?
nice. And it is that juxtaposition that we always talk about is what creates an outfit. So basically the opposite, anything like, that feminine style. So I'd even do.
So it doesn't have to be the rugby top with something else. Are we seeing more like masculine sporty with sweet feminine?
Yeah. So think sporty and sweet. Almost remember
Sporty
that
and
brand.
sweet.
Remember Sporty and Rich? It's
Yes.
like that, but we're in a financial crisis.
Yes,
Sporty and
I
Sweet.
know. I had them. I don't know where it's out of, but it's on those very fancy websites, and I've always wanted like one of their sweats or one of their t-shirts. And even then when they went on sale, I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
It's too expensive.
Yes.
Because it's sometimes nice if you do want to go for that sporty, and I know, Leigh, I'm talking about sporty looks again.
I like it. You're convincing me. You're convincing me.
If you want to experiment and play with that, and you've got the jersey, but you don't want to pair it with like an Adidas short so you actually look like you're going to the gym.
Because that's another huge trend, right, is the Adidas shorts, like the traditional kind of running shorts, but not to go to the gym.
That's with a heel or with like
heel.
a really nice sneaker out for lunch. And,
Okay. And is that summer's version of the trackies with the blazer and a heel that we kind of saw in winter, and we've seen a few winters?
That's a good analogy.
It's like the cut off version of that. But we're wearing an Adidas short.
That's
your
such
sporty.
a nice look. Yeah, an oversized blazer, the little shorts, because micro shorts are a thing.
Oh,
so
for who? No, but I would maybe do, I mean, I do love a Bermuda short, but I could maybe do those Adidas shorts if they weren't too short. But I wouldn't do it with a casual top. I would probably do it with an oversized blazer so I didn't feel too tight and short, and a kitten heel.
Yeah.
Does that kind of play into your
That's
sporty
beautiful.
sweet?
Yeah, I
Your
love that.
Whatever it is?
Yeah, sporty and sweet. I
Sporty
love
and
that.
sweet.
You could even do the sock that we saw at Copenhagen with a nice
Okay.
little kitten heel.
This is my entry level into the sporty that you've been trying to get me into, because I've got the other stuff. And if I do head to toe sporty vibes, it looks like I'm going to a dress up party. But I can add that trackie or that short or a jersey. Like I've got so many beautiful white or different colours, kind of circle skirts that are a white long skirt that I could definitely put a jersey top with that I would have never thought of.
Or even love that look.
Yes.
Or wear the jersey just on your shoulders to begin with. So it's just draped on your shoulders.
Entry level. Around the waist, or is that bits too high school? No one does that.
You know,
No comment. I love it.
And where is this sporty trend? It's interesting that it's still around.
Yeah,
It's
because I
lot-
feel like for a few years this has
it's
been
longer
going.
than I thought, right? Like we've had, what was it, 2020 with everyone wearing athleisure wear at home.
Yes.
Sort of normalized athletic comfortability, practicality.
Yes.
But then I thought that would have been exhausted. I
thought we would have been turned off by it, but I
Yeah.
think it's the comfort that kept it around.
Yeah. And last year with the Olympics, so that brought the trend around and revived it. And it's just been this continuation. I think what you said, it's this, practicality, comfort that we're now used to.
Yeah.
And I think there is this other little trend around, I don't want to, longevity and like biohacking that people are interested in health.
Yes.
This is a bit of a long bow that I'm
No,
drawing
it's
right now.
true.
But I
There's-
think there's a connection to people thinking, okay, I'm going to walk to work. They're more conscious of their health.
Because wellness is having a huge moment. And like you
Yeah.
say, biohacking and kind of, outsmarting aging
yeah.
and very sort of health conscious,
Some-
almost as a job.
Right.
And
I'm
it
going to walk
kind
to
of ties
work.
into that.
So I need to be comfortable in getting my vitamin D outside. I'm going to inject myself with vitamin C and then get to work. And then it's just comfort. So they need to be
Yes.
able to roll their sleeves up and walk around.
And because
So-
sport feels like health, sort of. Like
Totally.
it's kind of all that in that
Yeah.
I'm an active person.
So I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing it. But yeah, it's an interesting one. You either love it or you don't, or have an interest in it. Also, it's one of those things, if it works for you, like if you're working as a lawyer or something, you're not going to be wearing a
Totally. And
jersey.
that's it. I mean, for a lot of listeners, I think we're talking about weekend trends. You and I have different jobs that we can wear, quote unquote fashion trends during the week. But I think it's more just with this kind of information, just explaining what people are about to see everywhere and why. It's not that you have to go out and wear it or try it or buy it, but you will see a lot of these things all over the websites and all over the stores. And like, well, like you said before, how did everyone know that they were all going to make jerseys?
Yeah.
And it started somewhere. My next one, you actually wore when we recorded a few weeks ago for Copenhagen Fashion Style. And this is the most simple trend or, look to try. And you've probably already got one, or you can get one for $5. It's the bandana or square silk scarf, anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
We're seeing them everywhere as a belt, just cinching in a classic maxi, plain cotton maxi dress, or with jeans and pants. You kind of fold the bandana into a triangle scarf and then tie it around your waist. We're seeing them twisted around bags as a bag charm, in the hair, around the neck if you like. They are so easy to do. I wonder how much of a flash in the pan kind of fast trend it will be, because it's all over my feed at the moment. And again, the algorithm serves you what you engage with. So I don't know if it's everywhere, but I just feel like I had a bunch of these scarves. Some are kind of paisley print, some are a bit tropical print, some are a bit Nordic. But I've got ones from Big W from Kmart. They're a great thing to thrift because they're everywhere. And I've always had them because I keep them in my wardrobe. I wear a lot of white T-shirts and I wear a lot of foundation. I host a beauty podcast. And I always put one over my head after I've done my hair and makeup to get my top on, or my dress on, or my knit on.
Yeah.
And so when I saw this trend, I was like, well, hello, practical scarf pile that never leaves the house.
Yeah.
And I've seen people like loop them through their actual belt loops on their jeans.
Such a beautiful, because they're always quite beautiful patterns, right?
Yes.
And fabrics. So it's a nice way to inject that color into your wardrobe.
Yes.
And a different material with that silk
Yeah.
against a cotton's quite nice.
I agree.
A really fun fact about this trend, and
Yeah,
talking
tell me
about
where
where
it came
trends
from.
come from.
I opened my phone one day a month ago and then just like bandanas and silk square scarves. Everyone was wearing them.
Yeah. So we're talking about how it can either come from like a cultural trend, or it comes from the runways. Influencers and people of influence can also create these trends. So
Tastemakers, I like to call them.
Tastemakers is nice.
Tastemakers.
I like that.
Because I think sometimes when we say influencers, even though the term started not derogatory, but you might think of like teeth whitening and protein shakes of those people that kind of flog anything. But it's
so true.
tastemakers.
Tastemakers.
Yes.
And brands actually have eyeballs on key people and create what they're wearing.
Yes.
So some of the big content creators or tastemakers are quite even aware of this, and they do something. So this trend around the bandana, her name's Laura Rosso. She's an ex-buyer. She's from France, ex-buyer, Net-a-Porter. But anyway, she was pregnant. She loved her Levi's 501 ribcage jeans. Obsessed with these jeans if you haven't tried them.
I have 3 pairs, but they're not pregnancy friendly. They literally sit under your rib and are so tight depending on the size.
So she was pregnant, going to work in the office. She still really wanted to wear her jeans. So she wrapped the bandana around it so she could wear the buttons undone. And that's how that trend was born. So it's someone, a tastemaker, who's been spotted in this, wearing it around. Then everyone's picked up and it's gained this momentum.
And that's it. When a beautiful pic like that hits Pinterest and it's shared enough, if that item isn't readily available, the stores are going to and the brands are going to jump on it and make it. I mean, in this case, they are everywhere. You can buy them. I've got a bunch of recommendations, but people always, like, they're already in stores anyway.
Yeah.
There's always a section of your Maya or your David Jones that has bandanas and scarves.
And most people have a bandana, right?
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Can I tell you quickly? I'm just going to give you a few recommendations for that, because I mean, Ruby, like Ruby shoes, they've got some really cute ones, $20. Big W has a really cute kind of goldy bronze toned, like almost that mustard that we talked about on the Copenhagen.
Nice.
It's $4.20.
Yeah.
Lavisa has a bunch of them. So just go to your affordable accessory store. Worst case scenario, if you don't have it in your outfit, just use it to put your clothes on over your head so you don't get makeup on anything.
That's so good. I love that.
Me
and
too.
If it's not the waist, like I did wear it the other week I felt daring wearing that.
Yes.
But I do like the trend actually. It's not just around jeans. It can, like I had it around a blazer.
Cool.
So it's on the outside.
Like a bit of a belt.
But it creates like an asymmetric vibe with the
Yes.
angle of the bandana, which I think adds an element of interest
That's
to an
clever.
outfit.
Yeah, and if you want to, experiment and you don't want it on your body, wrapped around your handbag is really cool. And I think I've seen
Yeah.
also women kind of almost roll them up and put like little beads, and it's like a
Oh, I love-
cuff bangle thing.
That's so cool.
Like you can do anything with them.
I'm going to try that. I love that.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, what else have you got for me?
So my third one, and it sort of ties into the bandanas, is accessories and sculptural accessories.
Mm.
So whether we see that in jewelry or more handbags, it's these extravagant, almost sculptures, like you're carrying around a piece of art instead of a bag. We
Mm.
saw it at Copenhagen Fashion Week with Anne-Sophie Madsen. She had the rat bags that we spoke
Yes.
about.
Someone on the street had a giant dog that wasn't a real dog. It
right.
was a giant black leather dog-looking bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a real statement. And we've seen Fendi do the bedazzled fish,
Yes.
which is, it's crazy. It's out there. I want it. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
They've got the price there, but I think we're going to be seeing these sculptural accessories in bags.
Okay.
Mm,
Quirky.
quirky.
Okay.
And it's that entry gateway into maximalism that people can play around with.
Okay.
It feels quite decadent. Like if you've got money to spend, do you
Mm.
buy it on a random bag that you're probably only going to wear a few times?
Yeah, it feels a bit wasteful unless you are already an eclectic maximalist dresser. Like I think it would be very strange if I just went and bought a big green frog bag
Yeah.
because people would be like, wow.
Yeah.
I would love to own one and to play with it, but to spend my money on it and cost per wear and just the
Yeah.
waste, I'm not sure. But I love looking at this stuff.
And
It's
yeah.
fresh and different.
And if it brings you joy, or if it's for a sentimental moment. So my sister's she's got a hens party coming up, and she's a catch. Potentially the Fendi fish bag could be a nice piece that she gets for the hens
Clever.
party.
Yes.
And we'll always remember it for that.
Yes.
So-
and something a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing those. I'm sure they'll trickle down into high street and they'll become more affordable.
Yeah.
But something if that's of interest.
Yes,
It's a
just to
fun-
know that it's coming. Well, mine kind of links into that. Mine's more accessories when it comes to jewelry, because I think we saw fine jewelry for so long. And when I say fine, I don't mean necessarily made of solid gold, but I mean really fine chains and pendants and fine in its overall
It was
look.
barely their jewelry. right?
Barely their
Yeah.
jewelry. And then kind of last season we started to see more of the chunky fobs and chunkier chains. And then this season what I've noticed so much is that anything goes as long as it's big. So it's, woven fabrics and kind of yarns, as well as big chunky metals, mixed metals, charm bracelets, charm necklaces, pendants,
Yes.
beadings, coloured stones. So everything's sort of a bit boho, or maybe drawing from surf culture, or a bit
Yes.
like your crazy art teacher. I don't know if about you, but mine wore these kind of big weird coloured block things all the
It's
time.
even like the black leather chain with like some sort of
Yes, with a
Yeah.
star or a
Yeah.
heart. Like we wore those in the early 2000s. Well, I
Yes.
did anyway.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
And not just here, like you're saying, the surf culture. That's a really interesting point. Like, is it just based on Australian culture with us coming into summer? But it was everywhere in Copenhagen as well.
Yeah.
So, and at the other big four. So it's a trend that is global.
Yeah. And it's
Um,
funny, I was back when I was at Shop 2 Drop magazine, so probably 15 years ago now, everything I'm seeing on websites and in stores was available back then. It was, not exactly the same, but
Yeah.
the same sort of vibe that sometimes it looks a little bit homemade.
Yeah.
It's a mix mash of, a stack on the arm of resin bangles or bead bangles, as well as your fine jewelry. It's not that you have to ditch your fine jewelry.
Yeah.
But like you said last time, things keep coming back, and jewelries are really great, even if it's costume jewelry. It's something you can easily keep at home because it doesn't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to get a huge amount of money secondhand for costume jewelry.
Yeah.
However, I've got some amazing resin bangles lately from thrift stores. I've gone to all the Vinnies and I just go to that weird pile of everything's $2.
Yeah.
You get some unique pieces that are really affordable at a thrift store,
Mm.
and you put it all together and you're getting this eclectic look.
That's so, yeah, I love it.
Zara's got some amazing pieces. And then on the Iconic, there is that brand Bershka. It's big overseas. This sort of speaks to your animal weird bag. There's like a seashell bracelet. It's gold metal. It's a real
Yeah,
seashell,
gorgeous.
obviously.
Mm.
Seashell, what's that called? Starfish. It's a starfish. So we're kind of seeing much more quirk and shells as well. There's some beautiful kind of ornate, all different kind of how do I explain it? Like they're different stones, but it's not that kind of glitzy chandelier stone. It's still a structural, like they're still very elegant and elevated, not so much what you would maybe think you order your year 10 formal.
Yeah.
And I honestly have still got not all of them, but a lot of those pieces that aren't exactly right on trend right this second, but I'd rather wear stuff I bought 15 years ago than go to, not that I don't love Lavisa, go to Lavisa and buy, a few more.
Yeah.
Because it's still individual
and
to right
that
now.
story, it sort of links back to what I was saying initially about people wanting to buy into like that emotion and what evokes emotion. And that for you, even if it's pieces from what you have or buying into this trend, you've got that story of how you used to wear it.
I know. I love it.
Me too.
And it's affordable. I think, what I like about bags and jewelry like this is that maybe not so much bags, but I mean, these things always fit you. A bandana you'll always use. Your bag's always going to fit you. Sometimes you don't want to buy clothing items because it's so trend-based.
Yeah.
And you're not sure about it. Whereas I feel like an accessory that's always one size.
Yeah.
You can order online. A bag will fit. Whether it'll fit all your things in it is another thing. But accessories and bags are something that you can relatively safely try, not need to have altered, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard for me because I'm quite a fine jewelry person-ish. I've got some chunky chains, but I'm going to go ham with like the weird beads. I'm going to be that weird auntie. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like that, but I'm going to try some statement pieces.
I love that. I think we should both try that next time we see each other and just have the layered necklaces.
Dripping in jingles and jangles, which we're not all actually allowed to have when we film and record because we make too many noises. Quickly before we do Boujie and Budget, we talked a little bit about polka dots in the Copenhagen Fashion Week one, but why are polka dots everywhere? Are they everywhere or is it just me?
No, they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Literally everywhere. I thought we'd definitely see some before watching any of the shows at Copenhagen. I keep referencing Copenhagen because it's the one that's just been.
Yes.
I thought, we'd see some, but almost every second show was showing it and in menswear as well.
Yeah. So, and it's all over I've just had a quick browse. It's all over the Iconic. It's all over the kind of big mass retailers here.
And different iterations, so different scales, the large polka dot. The really micro ones, the black and white, which is sort of where it started.
Yeah.
Zebra and polka dots almost falls into this same bucket as why I think they're both being trends coming back. And it's just a nice black and white entryway into experimenting with a different color. We've all got these neutral black and white wardrobes. If you want to mix it up, add a different print. And it's see, to me, they're so different. Like, because I think polka dots, and this is just because I'm not educated on the topic, I think Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman when she's dressed up at the polo. This is how old I am. And I think that. And then Zebra Print, which is not even this show. I think like Carol Baskin and that weird lion show Tiger
that we
King.
all Tiger King. I think the really classy lady wears the polka dots and then like I don't know. But you're right. It's a way to mix classic colours or lack thereof.
So you're not wearing them at the same time, but if it's just
could if you're in Copenhagen.
Yeah. But if you're wanting to say, you know what, I want to add something new. I want to start adding some uniqueness. Let's try polka dot. And it was always black and white to begin with, but now it's different colours and bold colours with polka
I think
dots.
of like a tan and white. But you're right. An animal print, like one of those classic animal prints or a polka dot always comes back or won't look completely out of place if you wear them in 2 years, even though if you bought it now. Yeah. Because it's still kind of a stayer.
Yeah.
A classic print, if that makes sense.
And when you think about animal print, so that is another trend I guess we can talk about now. Yeah. But it's zebra print. It always used to be like the cheetah and
and leopard print.
Leopard, isn't it? Yes. But now it's more that they've taken like a back seat and it's all around the zebra. But those colours are all in that neutral space, aren't they?
True.
That brown, black.
Yeah. Okay, I might try and get into some zebra and I'm going to dig out. I always love a polka dot. I love it. I've got some old dresses that I'm going to dig out. All right, let's do Boujie and Budget. Okay. So we're talking, I've chosen 2 items that we've kind of talked about. Let's start Boujie. What's your Boujie?
My Boujie, so my first trend was Suede. So my Boujie and Budget is just Suede options and it is Nim the Label. Have you heard of Nim the Label? It's an Australian brand.
It's ringing a bell.
They do accessories.
My phone's listening, so I'm sure I'll be served an ad on Instagram after this.
I originally got one of their bags, which is made out of this sort of plastic material. It's made for mums, essentially, or people on the go. So if you spill coffee or a milk bottle in there, you can wipe it up. They've just come out with a Suede bag I've got here now with me.
Is it real?
It's a real
suede?
So I think this one's about $7.50.
Okay. Yeah.
So
That's what a suede bag generally costs.
But it is a big like moon shape, and it really hugs into the body.
Nice. So it's not annoying to carry,
Not annoying
even when
to
you got a lot
carry.
of
It's
stuff.
so practical for a suede
Okay.
bag. It's got the zip on it.
What colour?
A dark brown mocha. So mocha, that
Beautiful.
Pantone color of the year.
Yes.
It's just I'm wearing it daily.
Okay.
And back to what we were saying that suede's a bit hard to wear. I haven't found that. Like I sort
Yeah.
of just throw it around and treat it as
Yes.
it's my everyday bag.
The thing is, I think with something like that, it does look better. Well, it looks good beaten up and a bit worn in. It's just that first little scuff that you get. You're like, damn it. But then
Yes.
once it's fully, worn in, I think suede looks great secondhand because someone's done that
It's
to it
so
and it almost
true.
looks better. It's
Yeah.
just for me, I'm so clumsy. Okay, I'm going to check out
So,
that brand. A good
yeah.
Aussie brand.
Mm.
All right, my Boujie isn't even that expensive. I actually haven't picked a pair yet. Well, I could pick a very expensive pair. It's the exaggerated balloon genie
Oh, yeah.
pants. There's a
Nice.
few pairs on Revolve that I want. One brand's called Lovers and Friends, and there's another a very expensive brand on Shopbop. Anyway, I'm not going to go there because I'm not going to wear them that much.
Mhm.
Zara have 2 pairs, and as I mentioned, one is coming soon that I haven't decided about. But I kind of like that it's coming soon because I get to think about it before it sells, it
Mm.
sells out. The other pair is the ZW Collection 100% linen tie-dye balloon trousers. They're kind of like, they're a balloon, but they're not that kind of genie shape at the bottom.
No.
But they're a really kind of cool, when I say tie-dye, it's like the slightest change in colour from like a greyish to a grey beige.
And
They're
is it a silk?
they're linen, but they
Linen,
look
oh, yeah.
quite flowy, don't
Yeah,
they?
they're beautiful. And like a bone colour from what I
Thank
can
you.
see.
That's the
Yeah.
colour I was trying to think of. But the other pair that's actually these ones are in now, and will I get enough wear out of them? I don't know. They're called the foil Sarul something trousers, $59.95, and they're the proper balloon bottom with the elastic around the waist. But from what I can see online, I think they're like a shiny silver.
Yeah.
They're like a disco pant.
Yeah.
I think I'll hold out for a semi-sheeny but not too shiny beigey cream pair
Yep.
because I wear a lot of light-coloured pants in summer. So I don't think I've found my pair yet, but I'm looking
You're
for
looking.
a
And that-
good jeanie pant. I've always liked voluminous pants. I've had a lot of barrel jeans for many years, mostly
Nice.
vintage. But this is quite a statement. So I'm not going to spend $600 on something that I
No.
don't think I'll wear, for many years to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
All right, what's your budget?
My budget is a faux suede bag, quite similar from
Ooh,
Glassons.
Clever.
So
Ooh.
it's $50.
Okay, and the shape's similar?
It's very similar, and it comes actually in a really beautiful cream color. Like it's a really
Ah.
nice cut, slightly smaller.
Yes.
But yeah, Glassons do some great faux suede at
There's
the
a
moment.
lot of good faux suede around, actually.
And if you are a little bit nervous about that sort of wear and tear with a suede,
Especially a cream colour.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
brave. Although waterproofer, if you do a few coats,
yeah,
like the next day, it's pretty amazing because
Mm.
I'm a very clumsy person. So I even waterproof my fake suede. I don't know if it works, but I've told myself that it does.
Yeah.
Okay. My budget speaks to the jewelry trend we were talking about, that I'm going to kind of get out of my simple gold or chains. H&M have these really cool bracelets. It's in 2 colours. I'm going to buy both and then wear them together because I'm going to be eclectic and cool. The H&M cord bracelet, I'm going to show you. That's the kind of blue and red. It looks like a bit of a nautical rope.
yeah.
Anyway, it's very cool. We're going to put a link in the
Oh,
show
I
notes.
love
And then
these
there's like a bright, almost acid yellow.
Yes.
And I think because I wear a certain amount of jewelry all the time on one wrist, but mostly it's metal, I think adding in kind of fabric textures or rope or beading
yeah.
kind of modernizes it, but I don't have to take off my forever jewelry.
Yes, I love this.
They're
And-
$39.99 each. And see that little clasp? Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, cool.
You could turn that into a bag charm.
I love
If you don't want to wear it
this.
around your wrist, hang
Yeah.
these off your bag.
I might get some of these too.
They're cool, aren't
Because
they?
this whole charm,
Yes.
like trinkets, is a trend within itself. We're seeing it in shoelaces as well. So people
Yes.
adding these into
I
their
agree.
shoelaces.
Lavisa has a lot of bag charms that you can also wear as bracelets. I think it's kind of like the multi-use accessory that you can wear as a bracelet. Some of them as a necklace or just on your bag.
And it's choosing your colours, personalising.
Yeah,
I love it.
and it's a bit different.
Mm.
Oh, yay. I'm so excited for a new season. Thank you so much for joining
Thanks,
me again,
Leigh.
my friend. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks so much.